Hey guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check out today's video. Guys, today I want to have a little conversation on some of the things that turn bass off. In other words, some of the things that puts them in a negative feeding mode where they just are non-aggressive and don't bite very well. A lot of different factors, there's not just one thing. So I'm going to go over sort of my opinion from what's been in my experience, that things to avoid that turn fish off and some things that you can do about that. One thing, guys, that will help you, that'll help turn bass on, guys, is it really helps on your slow baits especially, or your swim baits, if you use some type of a scent. They say that bass have better smell than dogs do. So when you have a bass that's nosing down, like on your jig or your plastic worm, if you have some scent on there, they're going to be a lot more apt to hit it. So guys, just try this Baitpop. I don't want this to sound like an ad, but guys, I've been using this all year. This stuff is freaking awesome. It's got real fish in it, amino acids, comes in different colors. It's got sparkle, stays on your bait for like a half hour. I'll have this Baitpop link and my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video if you guys like to try a tube of it. But I definitely use it on all my slow baits, so just give that a try there. Okay guys, some things that turn it off. There's a lot of things, probably things that I'm not even going to talk about here that I'm not even aware of, but some things that I know for sure that turn bass off. First of all, bass are turned off by fishing pressure and activity in general. If you have, that's why fishing, I don't know if you've ever noticed it or you probably heard of it, but fishing is always better during the weekday if you can actually go fishing during the weekday, simply because the noise decibel levels are less. Every time that you're fishing on the weekend, you know, you got more boats in the water, more outboards, more trolling motors, more electronic pings. And to a bass, that's the same thing as a bad cold front. They've evolved and they're conditioned to turning off with increased decibel levels. Because you figure, you know, ever since a bass was little, from the time they were hatched out, that's part of their environment. They hear noises all the time. They think it's just
Sorry
part
about
of
that
their
glitch there,
guys. My storage got full on my phone, had to restart it there. But anyway, they don't, from a bass's perspective, since they were born, they don't know the difference between an outboard motor noise and anything else that's in their environment. They don't know that it's something caused by man. They just know that anytime that there is more noise in the water, there's more pressure on them, they're more at danger. They've evolved to become aware. I mean, bass have been on this planet for millions of years. They didn't stay on this planet for that long and survive as a species by being stupid. So they learn and they fail quick. So that's one of the first things that turn them off. So if at all possible, guys, try to fish during a weekday if you can, or try to be in an area of the lake that does not have a lot of fishing pressure. That will definitely help. In correlation with that, there is a factor on weather. Anytime that you have a frontal system that goes through, that is going to turn the fish off a little bit, especially if you have a 180-degree wind switch from like a north to a south, and especially if that wind, you know, is strong with a temperature drop. Those three factors combined, a temperature drop, bright bluebird sky, 180-degree wind switch, is going to make the fish less active. Absolutely, for sure. Another thing that will turn fish off is any type of severe conditional change, especially in the water level and the water clarity. If you have different type of variations, like if the water is rising very fast or if it's dropping very fast, or if you have a situation where the water is cleaning up fast or getting dirty fast, that can turn fish off. Let me give you a prime example, guys, how water clearing up can turn fish off. I was fishing or practicing for a tournament down at Beaver Lake in Arkansas, an FLW tournament, and I freaking smoked them the last day of practice on a crankbait in some dirty water up in the back of a creek. The water was rolling in there. Water visibility was about probably a foot or something like that. And those big fish were biting, and they were up shallow on the bank. The next day, the water pushed out of that creek and cleared up, and it went from having about a foot of visibility in there to like 3 foot of visibility. The very next day, I couldn't get a bite. Those fish were completely gone. That's a prime example about how something clearing up can hurt a fish, turn them off. And the same thing can happen if it gets dirty. If you're fishing some clear water, you get some fresh mud in there, that is going to be a negative with that. Major temperature drops, major water temperature drops can turn fish off. A lot of times, if you have one of those super bad cold fronts that come through, and you're in some shallow water, I've seen water temperatures drop as much as like 10 degrees in one day. So if you have a significant water temperature drop, that can have a really bad effect on them. Those are the main factors with it there. I mean, there's some other stuff that goes along with it there, along with it. And sometimes it's a mystery. It's like the bass get in certain moods and certain personalities at time where you just can't figure out why they're not biting. I've had many days like that where I thought for sure I was going to catch fish, and then all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock, and you still hadn't got a fish in the boat, and you're trying different stuff, and nothing's working, and by the end of the day, you've caught no fish or one fish by the end of the day, and you don't understand it. Join the crowd, man. If you have days like that, you are not alone. I have them myself. It's like that's part of it. That's one of the reasons bass fishing is the most difficult sport on the planet, is you have so many different controlled and uncontrolled variables that determine the activity level of the fish. So anyway, guys, that's just a few of the big ones. Hope it helps you guys out. We'll talk later.